Hey, everybody, we got to talk about this No Kings rally taking place in Boston and across Massachusetts. And we got to talk about an actual king that participated. And that is Senator Ed Markey. He was there. He participated. He spoke. He held signs. And you want to know why that makes him the king of hypocrisy? Because he's been in office and in power for 50 years, a half a century. That's longer than most kings have ever held power. Let me put it to you like this. The average age of a person living in Massachusetts is 40 years old. So Ed Markey has been in office and in power for a decade, longer than the average person in Massachusetts has been alive. And it is the height of hypocrisy to stand on a stage under a No Kings banner when you've been in power longer than most kings have ever held power throughout history. And let's look at the rally message versus what's actually taking place in Massachusetts. I always tell people, pay attention to what they do, not what they say. 72% of the voters demanded an audit of the state legislature, but they won't do it. Ed Markey stood on stage with Andrea Campbell, the Attorney General, who is fighting the audit tooth and nail. Maura Healey participated. She not only won't help with the audit, she's turning a blind eye to the rampant fraud taking place in Massachusetts. The state auditor has uncovered massive fraud in SNAPs and Medicaid. The U.S. Attorney in Massachusetts has uncovered rampant fraud in SNAP and Medicaid benefits. And the state government and the governor, the Attorney General, and Ed Markey are turning a blind eye to it. That is hypocrisy. When 88% of the state legislature is one party, when all 9 members of the House, one party, when every statewide office, one party, when both U.S. senators, one party, that's not activism. That's status quo protection. They are protecting themselves from transparency. The system is broken when that takes place. Massachusetts is acting way more like an autocratic government than anything happening in the federal government. Hell, Chuck Schumer just bragged about how the Democrats made the Republicans cave in related to the funding of ICE and the Department of Homeland Security. They've shut down the government multiple times and bragged about it, how they brought Donald Trump and the Republicans to their knees. That's democracy, man, at the federal level. But at the state level, they're telling voters, 3 out of 4 voters almost voted for that audit, and they're telling them we don't have to do it. That's not just arrogance. That's a broken system. And I believe it's time, and I believe that the voters will, in fact, say we've had enough come November. That arrogance will, in fact, cost them the election. Ed Markey, you've had that seat for 50 years, or you've been in power for 50 years, I should say. It's time to return it to the people.